The Eskom debt relief bill is close to becoming law. That's after the National Council of Provinces voted to approve the bill. 30 members gave the legislation the thumbs up, while 18 voted against it. It will see National Treasury taking over a portion of Eskom's debt. The bill will now be sent to President Cyril Ramaphosa to sign into law. Meanwhile, the Standing Committee on Public Accounts has held a meeting with the Eskom board and management at the Power Utilities headquarters. Scopa is investigating claims by former Eskom boss Andre de Ruyter on maladministration, corruption and sabotage. ENCA's Moloko Moloto covered that story for us and filed this report.
Well, joining me now is the chairperson of Parliament Standing Committee on Public Accounts, Mr. Moloko Moloto, to talk more about all this. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Moloto. Your general impression overall about the responses that you have received from Eskom. Are you happy as you are now about to wrap up your oversight visit here?
Well, we have to view it in a particular context, that this oversight is not in a vacuum. You will recall that ordinarily Eskom has been on our radar since we assumed office in 2019 as this committee, and this would now be our third oversight visit to Megawatt Park and other sites of Eskom. The complicating factor, of course, is then the interview of the former CEO in February of this year, and after that receiving a letter from one of the members asking us to probe the issue. So that context is important, so to view it in the stream of what this is. The issues raised by the former GCO are of a very serious nature, to the extent to which we've engaged with him, the law enforcement agencies, the former board chairperson, and the SEPs specifically, and the special advisor to the president on security, Professor Mufamadi. So we decided then to come to not just Megawatt Park. On Monday we were at Tutuga Power Station in Mpumalanga because it's been one area that is continuously cited as a crime scene in Mpumalanga as a province, insofar as Eskom is concerned. So all in all then we are sort of connecting the dots with all these engagements. Now to come to the question with that background is then to say we are somewhat confident that we are making headway in piecing the puzzles of this mess, in identifying the leakages and the loopholes in terms of how this matter should have happened. We don't doubt the bona fides of the new board, and it would be too early for us to judge them. However, at the same time, one must add that said, it was a missed opportunity for the board not to have actually interrogated the issues Mr. de Ruyter raised in February and somewhat only agreed to his leaving of Eskom and not substantively deal with the issues. That has left a lot of question marks, bringing us to this moment.
Yeah. And you did point out that you don't get a sense that there's commitment to get to the bottom of the issues that Mr. Andre de Ruyter raised, to a point where we would even know the names of these politicians who allegedly meddled. And you still, on the other hand, says that you don't doubt that they are bona fides. How do you reconcile the two?
Well, it's a new board, and so they've been thrown into largely the deep end in an Eskom that we all know as the country is in trouble. So on one hand, they are finding their feet. All we are saying is that do that with urgency.
One of the issues that they expressed disquiet about was the fact that the retired COO of Eskom, Mr. Jan Obelholzer, has been returned as a fixed-term contractor, despite the fact that some of the issues that have been flagged, especially with regard to some of the power stations he was responsible for, issues or deficiencies, as they have described them, happened under his watch, and he's now being brought back to oversee the very same work. Moloko Moloto, Johannesburg.